Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We're now on the third episode of our series, The Harsh Reality of Returning Home After Years Abroad. In the previous episodes, we talked about the reverse culture shock and the professional hurdles many face. Today, we're rediving even deeper into two of the most painful aspects of this journey: the erosion of family relationships and the brutal collision of dreams with reality. Thank you for joining me as we unpack these sensitive but crucial topics. Let's start with something that hits closest to home: family and relationships. When you're living abroad, you keep in touch through video calls, messages, and maybe a yearly visit. You feel connected, right? You assume that when you finally return, you'll just pick up where you left off. But the truth is, time doesn't stand still for anyone. While you were out exploring the world, building a new life, and changing in countless ways, your loved ones were back home, living their own lives, and changing too. The person who left is not the same person who returns, and the family they left behind isn't the same either. This creates an invisible, yet powerful, emotional gap. You might come back to a partner who has grown accustomed to their independence. They've been handling everything on their own for years: the bills, the household, the kids' school meetings. Your sudden reappearance, full of new ideas and a desire to fix things, can feel less like a welcome return and more like an invasion. They might feel like you're undermining the life they've painstakingly built in your absence. The emotional distance that grew over thousands of miles doesn't just vanish because you are now sleeping in the same bed. Rebuilding that intimacy, that shared understanding, can be a long and challenging process, often requiring more patience and effort than either of you anticipated. Then there are the wider family dynamics. Parents, siblings, cousins, they all have a picture of you in their minds, frozen in time from when you left. They also have expectations. They might expect you to be the rich uncle who showers everyone with gifts and money. Or they might resent you for being absent during crucial family moments: weddings, funerals, illnesses. You might hear comments, sometimes subtle, sometimes not, like, "Look who decided to show up," or "You've been gone so long, you think you can just come back and change everything?" These words sting because they carry years of unspoken feelings. They see your new perspectives, your different ways of doing things, not as growth, but as a rejection of your roots. You feel like a stranger in your own home, caught between the life you built abroad and the one you thought you were returning to. This gap between the person you've become and the person they expect you to be can take years to bridge, if it can be bridged at all. And this leads us directly into our next major point: the brutal clash between dreams and reality, especially for those who return with entrepreneurial ambitions. When you're abroad, you see opportunities back home. You see gaps in the market, inefficiencies you can solve with the skills and capital you've acquired. You spend months, maybe even years, drafting the perfect business plan. On paper, it looks flawless. Your projections are solid. Your strategy is brilliant, and you're filled with a sense of purpose. You're not just coming home. You're coming home to make a difference, to build something lasting. But then, you land, and reality hits you like a ton of bricks. That business plan that looked so perfect from 10,000 miles away starts to fall apart almost immediately. The infrastructure you counted on is slower and more unreliable than you remembered. The bureaucratic red tape is a nightmare. Getting a simple permit can take months and a dozen follow-ups, which is often a euphemism for something else entirely. Things that would take a day in your adopted country now take weeks. The pace is different. The rules are different. And the unspoken rules are even more important. Suddenly, you're facing problems you've never even conceived of in your neat Excel spreadsheets. Maybe the investor who seems so enthusiastic on Zoom calls suddenly gets cold feet and pulls out, spooked by the local economic instability. Or you hire a team, trusting them implicitly, only to discover that an employee has been stealing from the company not whose cash, but your entire client database. You pour your life savings into a venture, working 18-hour days, fueled by passion and instant coffee, but the market just doesn't respond. Customers aren't ready for your product, or they don't trust a new player, or they simply don't have the purchasing power you projected. It's incredibly disheartening. And it's not always about your idea being bad or you being lazy. Often, You're fighting against a systemic current that is much stronger than any one individual. It's the "it's always been done this way" mentality. It's the unpredictable policy changes. It's the culture of who you know, not what you know. You start to realize that returning home isn't just a change of scenery. It's a complete and total reset. You have to unlearn so much of what made you successful abroad, and relearn how to navigate a system that often feels designed to hold you back. The dream of being a celebrated hometown hero can quickly curdle into the nightmare of being just another failed entrepreneur, watching your savings dwindle and your confidence evaporate. For many, this is the final, crushing blow. You've weathered the reverse culture shock. You've tried to mend strained family ties. And now, the very dream that pulled you back home is crumbling before your eyes. The feeling of failure can be immense, leading to depression and a profound sense of disillusionment. You start to question every decision you made. Should you have come back? Was it all a terrible mistake? You feel trapped, having given up a stable life abroad for a struggle that seems to have no end in sight. The homecoming, which was supposed to be a triumphant final chapter, feels more like a dead end. The journey of returning home is far more complex than a simple plane ride. It's a profound emotional, psychological, and financial gamble. It requires a level of resilience that few are prepared for. The conflict with loved ones and the collapse of professional dreams are not just minor setbacks. They can be soul-crushing realities that redefine your entire sense of self and belonging. Thank you so much for watching and for allowing me to share these difficult truths. It's a conversation that needs to be had. If you've been through this or are thinking about moving back, I hope this series provides some validation and preparation. Please share your own experiences in the comments below. Your story could help someone else feel less alone. Don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next and final episode.